In Taiwan, a scenic trail is about to open its doors for the first time to athletes from all over the world. They have gathered here not just to witness this moment, but to challenge themselves to a 100-kilometer ultra-marathon that is going to put to the test their abilities as runners.
可以，还有一个。
要把我的有氧能力变得更好一点。
やっぱりレースはそういう環境の中で。
Under uncertain weather conditions,
incredibly sunny one minute and then snowing, sleeting, raining the next.
Each of them has a different goal to achieve.
You want quick?
Quick.
Wow.
Each of them has their own limit to break.
自分にやっぱり何が降りかかってくるかわからないっていうか、そういうちょっとした、恐怖感もあったりする。
We follow the stories of 4 runners to understand how they prepared for this trial and follow them on and off the track to find out what it really takes to get to the finish line. From Scotland to Japan, from Taiwan to Spain, they are putting every effort in this race, hoping to witness one of Taiwan's best-kept secret spots. Taiwan, an island where almost half of the territory is covered with thick forest. On a land just half the size of Ireland, there are more than 200 mountains exceeding 3,000 meters. In such a place, sceneries like this one are almost just as ordinary. But in the Chelan forest, less than 150 kilometers out of Taipei, something rather unique is about to happen. Today, nearly 400 runners from all around the world are gathering here to take part in an ultra-marathon on a trail that has never witnessed such an event.
If you're not confident, it's not going to work. Even if it's going to be impossible to finish, just think you can.
好，各位选手，我们离出发时间还有10分钟。各位如果排在线上的话，尽量不要超过我们志工线。
This is the Taiwania Ultra Trail Marathon, counting among the annual events of the International Association of Ultra Runners.
回来的时候，我们会检查心率，最后10秒。5、4、3、2、1。2018栖兰100林道越野超级马拉松赛正式起跑。
The road leading to this moment started long time ago. With more than 23 million inhabitants, Taiwan is home to more than 600 yearly marathons and running events, and the number of runners has been rising since 2013. More than 2% of the population today participate in running events, and with the numbers constantly rising, new paths have been opened to satisfy their appetite.
路跑在台湾最近10多年来，真的是要全民运动了。同时呢，台湾有全世界非常独特的地理、山林的环境。
Belonging to the Snow Mountain Range and nestled across the Longyang River Valley, the Chelan Forest is a sum of Taiwanese unique biodiversity and home to some of the rarest flora and fauna in the island. It is one of the reasons that pushed the organizers to pick this place for today's race.
把路跑从一般都市里面把它带到栖兰林道，那种的结合会让跑步的时候绝对不是只有运动，你会体会到台湾非常独特的大自然，特别是那个地方是那个块木林区最密集的地方。
This mountain range is home to a group of 51 Taiwan red cypress and Japanese cypress trees, considered sacred by the local Aboriginal tribes, some more than 1,000 years old.
当地的原住民他们在形容那个地方呢，就像那个树高到晚上的时候会跟月亮交汇对于大自然 更会有产生要去保育台湾珍贵的原始林木这样一个非常大的动机就会出来。
Trail running originated in the UK and recently became popular in the US. In 2013, the International Trail Running Association, or ITRA, was formed to connect trail runners all around the world. Its aim? To promote trail running and share the respect for the environment inspired by this discipline. The栖蘭Forest provided with the perfect spot to organize such a race. Athletes will be split into two categories, a 53-kilometer and a 100-kilometer ultramarathon. For the 100-kilometer race participants, arriving at the finish line will also earn them 4 out of a maximum of 6 ITRA points. But it's not just as easy. Through the race, they will have to face a difference in altitude of 3,000 meters, a stair guiding them through the sacred cypress forest, and a valley where the cold wind could make temperature drop below 0, to finally get to the 3 majestic Taiwanese firs that will mark the turning point for the half race. Among the participants, 4 of them have trained hard, hoping to make it through the finish line. They are Japanese mountain athlete Sota Ogawa, 26-year-old Taiwanese runner Cho Ching, writer and desert runner Dion Leonard, Japanese sport trainer Yukari Hoshino. They all have a reason to join this race. Young ultra runner Cho Ching is hoping to get his first chance to join an elite group of world-class trail runners.
那我的策略是把我的训练量拉大，因为我要把这像是超马赛，要把我的有氧能力变得更好一点。
Japanese teacher turned professional athlete Sota Ogawa wants to prove himself he can still perform well in front of new upcoming young runners.
走力でこう逃げられてしまうっていうところが、自分にとっての課題でもあると思うんで。
Desert runner Dion Leonard wants to challenge himself to a completely new terrain.
I am now trying to adapt into mountain running and trail running a bit more specifically.
Sport trainer Yukari Hoshino wants to show she can overcome her deepest fears.
自分にやっぱり何が降りかかってくるかわからないっていうか、そういうちょっとした、恐怖感もあったりするのが、私は逆に面白いなと感じています。
The day before the race, participants have started gathering.
First time running in Taiwan, and I've been here before, but it's actually my first time to come out here and run out in the mountains, so I'm sure it's going to be a great adventure.
For them, it's also time to hope for favorable weather conditions.
It's not as hot as I expected it would be here at the moment. If the humidity also picks up, that's always really difficult to deal with.
They will travel 3 hours along a mountain road before getting to the race location. Here, they are first briefed on the importance of preserving this environment intact.
台湾的地形是非常多雨的，很脆弱的，跟欧洲比较稳定的高原不一样，所以不能有登山杖。基本上
It is the last moment of relax before they face the栖蘭mountain, without knowing what the biggest hardship will be tomorrow. But only a few hours before the race, and thick fog has descended on the栖蘭mountain range. This could jeopardize the entire event. So Chen Qingsai, convener of the Taiwania Ultra Trail Marathon, has decided to personally check on the track conditions.
你不觉得那个会有误导吗？那个岔路，因为底下还有一个小岔路。那我现在是在抵这个岔路，让它往上，不是往下。那个往下它也误导说不是往下。
Such a thick fog has caused the temperatures to drop, and snow has formed on the trees. Runners might not find the way along the trail or get seriously injured.
为了赛事安全，就是跟参加选手第一个不能并排，不能快跑啊，要注意湿滑。所以这个也是整个说，虽然是讲越野，那希望是安全是第一。
So the athletes have to plan carefully the tools and supplements they can bring with them.
这比较特别，有些赛事它会规定要求你要带那个急救包，然后备用的电池。这很小颗，这很轻，它主要是应付用的。就万一你发生的事情，那你有太空毯可以保温，那头灯备用电池，就这一包，其实大部分的东西都可以搞定。
To make sure they keep on running, the best solution are gels.
It's difficult when you go to a race, especially out of your own country or in conditions that you're not so sure what the food will actually be. So I've actually got a lot of gels here.
After preparing his supply bag, Japanese runner Sota Ogawa is getting his last precautions before sleeping.
I thought this was really hot, but actually the temperature is really low, like 2 Celsius.
A few hours before the start of the run, and they're making every effort to prevent whatever hardship they might encounter. But with weather conditions constantly changing, their planning might just not be enough. An ultra marathon has gathered a group of international trail runners in Taiwan. They have to complete 100 kilometers across the forestry road in the Chelan Mountain. Next, they will have to face a set of stairs that will take them across the Divine Trees Garden, a group of red cypress considered sacred by local Aboriginals. Running through the stairs requires a technique that trail runners are usually experienced at. But for Japanese runner Sota Ogawa, there is one additional hardship: speed. Sota Ogawa is a native of Koshu, a city in Yamanashi Prefecture, around 100 kilometers from Tokyo. This is an area with some of the tallest and most celebrated mountains of Japan, such as Mount Fuji. This terrain gave him the chance to train a crucial skill for trail running.
僕のそのね能力として、他の選手よりも優れているなっていうふうに感じるところでいうと、やっぱり陸上競技っていうね、こう走る競技と、あとはクロスカントリースキー、なんかをやっていた中でこう養ったバランス感覚っていうのが、その本当に力むことなく直進し続けるっていう。
His ability in balancing his body made him one of Japan's most prominent trail runners. And he is still continuing to practice it every day.
でまず股関節の動きをしっかりと出していくっていうことで、前後の動きやっていきます。後ろに引いたところから前に出してパン。そう腸腰筋しっかり伸ばすようにして、後ろに行った時はハムストリングスが伸びるように、腸腰筋が伸びるように交互に繰り返していきます。体をねじるっていうことが最大の特徴ではあるんですけども、それが原因で腰を痛めてしまうだとか、パワーを出しすぎてしまうがために腰を過度に使ってしまうということがあるので、その動作の修正というものをですね心がけてメニューを組んでいます。よーい、始め。1、2、3、4、5。1回で終わる競技ではなくて、100マイルだったりとか、本当に長い時間を費やして行う競技のため、その一つ一つの動作のちょっとしたミスが大きな怪我とかにつながってしまう。なのでその動作、ムーブメントですね 動作をどうやって改善していくかっていうことにフォーカスしてこちらの施設ではメニューを組んでいます。
But the Taiwania Ultra Trail requires something more than just technique.
他の選手と差がつけられやすい部分としては、やっぱり走力のなさというか、年齢も上がってきて、やっぱりレースをねする選手の中にはだいぶ若い選手も出てきて、走力でこう逃げられてしまうっていうところが、自分にとっての課題でもあると思うんで。
Training towards this marathon, Sota focused on boosting up his speed. His success doesn't only involve his career as an athlete, but also the balance in his family life. Previously an elementary school teacher, Sota decided to give up his work 3 years ago and dedicate fully to his passion.
日本っていう国はまだまだプロで活動するには難しいフィールドではあったんですけども、じゃあどうやって生計を立てていくのか、子どもたちを育てていくのか、で遠征費を稼いでいくのか、そういうところをいろいろ考えていく中で、果たしてそういうプロになるということで。
やっぱなんかそうプロっていうのがなかなかいない世界でもあったし、やっぱ経済的な面はかなり心配で、考える時間が夜になると突然不安に襲われるみたいな、そんな時もあったし、ありましたね。でもなんか本人が結構ひょうひょうとやってるので、なんかそういった面では頼れるっていうか、そういった心配だけども、なんとかなるかなみたいな、そんなふうには思っていました。
But in Chelan, far from home, at the end of the stairs, a young Taiwanese athlete has managed to pass ahead of Sota. Will his experience allow him to get back at the top of the race? It's 30 kilometers into the Taiwania Ultra Trail Marathon. After 1/3 of the race, 26-year-old Taiwanese Zhao Qing has passed ahead of experienced runner Sota Ogawa and is leading the race. Zhao Qing, who used to run shorter distances, has passed ahead thanks to his speed. But soon, the forest road will lead them to the highest spot in the race at over 2,040 meters. Here, the low night temperature has caused snow to form, and with the sun coming out, it has just started to melt. This makes it harder for the runners to keep on the track, as they could fall and get injured. Zhou Qing, at his first experience in an ultra marathon, needs all the help he can get to make sure he stays at the top.
100公里，它的连续运动时间很长，所以我的累计的运动时间还有运动量也要跟着提高。
To be able to go through a full 100 kilometer, resistance and technique are essential. So Zhou Qing has reached out to some of the most expert Taiwanese runners to help him out while preparing for the race.
周平基大哥，他是我一开始踏进越野赛的时候，就是陪伴在我身旁的人，所以他带我从一路带我训练到现在为止，我们都还是有时候会在一起训练。
Zhou Pingji, He Xin-Yan, and He Ro-Jun are experienced Taiwanese trail runners.
因为他们长距离的经验比较足够，所以有时候我会跟他们请教说，你们是怎么准备，要怎么吃，要吃什么，以及吃的时间点，我觉得这是一个很重要的一个经验分享。
They will also join the race, and have agreed to help Zhou Qing with his training.
赛事的前半段，肌力跟心肺强度都还很好的时候，我们像这种阶梯，我们可以用跑的，不要去挑战跨距，只要有没有将前桃腿往上提放着，然后身体还是为前倾，做支撑，后脚再拉起来，然后用足弓跟小腿的肌群去做小小的那种弹性，往上就好了。
Through their expertise, Zhou Qing hopes to overcome one of the biggest hardships in the race.
我觉得最难克服的点是耐心，这是我的一个罩门，因为长距离、长时间，它需要经过肉体上的磨练。
And as he learns skills that he hopes will be useful for the race, he also witnesses the passion for the environment they run in.
越野赛跟一般的马拉松或是超马赛看到最大不同，它毕竟还是属于一个开放路面。那你可以穿越到很多自然环境，像高山、像湖泊。其实我有一个想法，就是我想要借由竞技去不断的探索这个世界。我觉得这是我的兴趣，也是梦想之一。
Together with wisdom from experienced Taiwanese runners, Zhou Qing is trying to boost his preparation with a training of his own.
稳一点，收好，收好，扣紧，准备好 ，Go， 加速，人嘛，这次很顺哦，扣好，好，下巴再收下一点，慢。其实周鑫在整个训练的过程当中，我觉得他是一个非常固执，他是一个非常坚持的一个人，对，非常坚持的一个人。其实我可以看到，就是很多的时候，其实我反而我的角色好像是要帮他踩刹车的。
你上坡你需要肌力，下坡你需要耐冲击。如果你身体素质不够强壮的话，它很快就会受伤的。所以做肌力训练并不是针对越野跑者，我觉得针对所有长距离、所有耐力运动员，它是非常需要的一项。如果你身体不够强壮，你做专项化训练，你是很容易受伤的。
你可以经得起每一次下坡的时候的冲击，跟你的刹车能力有关系哦。
这也是我一般比赛前特别会安排的那个训练课程。
才稳。
因为跑步，还是需要有不同的强度刺激以及不同的辅助训练。
开，好，下巴收一点点，下巴收一点点。
我认为老一辈跟年轻一辈他们的在运动科学的观念上是有出入的。以前可能会排斥重量训练，他们认为我举重，我身体我会变重，我会变壮，我会跑不快，那我肌肉线条是跑步用不到的。但是这不是这样来说的了。我们做重训不一定是要让我跑得更快，也不一定会耐力更好，这都不一定。但是第一个我不容易受伤，第二个我抗疲劳、抗冲击会变得很好。
好，我们起速哦，5、4、3、2、1，漂亮啊，漂亮
啊，是啊。
But in Qilan, Zhou Qing has to pass the ultimate test to show he has finally become an ultra runner. After passing at the head of the race, he and the other runners will have to face a slippery terrain covered of melted snow. Thanks to his experience, Japanese runner Sota Ogawa manages to pass ahead of Zhou Qing and is again at the top of the race. Zhou Qing is still behind him.
2分钟了，2分钟了，应该还有机会呢。有机会，你现在差一半而已啊！等一下，有个朋友说差500公尺，还有追老半天。 哎，他精神真的还不错。好。
But for someone else, it's the end of the road.
我没有戴帽子，结果被那个冰水淋一淋，头就晕掉了。跑到大概14K 开始啊，冰块还有水就开始往我的头上淋，然后我下坡就跌倒，然后现在是头有轻微的晕眩，所以我选择就放弃这次的赛会。
For those who are still in the race, there are more than 60 kilometers to go.
Are you want to quit? You want to quit?
Quit.
Quit. 那要回
哇，那不要跑了。
And it's no easy feat when cramps are starting to get in their way. After 50 kilometers in the Taiwan Ultra Trail Marathon, the runners are starting to feel the fatigue. Hydration is crucial for them to keep going.
在跑这个马拉松，他常常遇到一个问题，就是到底该补多少水分？那水分补得不够，我们就脱水的问题。但是呢，如果水分补得过多，也有另外一个问题，就是一般我们常说的低血钠的问题，都可能会产生这个影响到生命的这些病况。低血钠通常是长距离的比较容易发生，比如说像贾玲这个24小时超级马拉松，他要喝几万 CC， 盐分补充的不够多，它的影响就很大了。
Balancing water and minerals can help them make the difference. As they're almost at the turning point at half of the race, they will cross 3 majestic Taiwanese firs up to 70 meters high. It is one of the most popular spots along this track. Soto Ogawa is the first to arrive to the turning point.
1037通过折返点哦。
走走，都没看到这赛车。
Zhou Qing is still behind him.
头都抬不起来。
And some more are choosing to end their race here. For one in particular,
A section hit my head on a rock, so not so good.
to keep pushing until the finish line today has a special meaning. Australian runner Dion Leonard, an expert desert runner, is now trying to challenge his abilities.
I grew up in central Queensland in Australia and very, very hot conditions there as a young boy that I enjoyed. So I think running in the desert for me has that natural sort of connection with my youth and that ability to be able to be out in the heat and compete in those environments.
Growing up in such an environment made him fit for this type of race.
I started running in 2013 and it was firstly to be fit and to make myself a lot more fitter than I was. And then I started to become quite competitive at the running. The first race that I ever really went to, I came 6th overall, and it was a race across the South African desert. So that was the start of my career as a runner.
With more than 20 international ultramarathons under his belt, Dion lives in Scotland, where he challenges himself to a new terrain.
I am now trying to adapt into mountain running and trail running a bit more specifically.
Every day, Dion runs on the hills around Edinburgh, trying to understand how to best go beyond his limits.
Technically, you know, if I'm running a lot of this track up and down quite a lot, quite regularly, I'll do, you know, anywhere up to 20, 25 miles of training.
But for him, another hardship is added.
I'm not the biggest fan of running in the mountains, to be honest. I don't really enjoy the views like everyone else because I'm scared of the heights.
The Taiwan Ultra Trail Marathon proved the right occasion for him to put himself to the test.
This is perfect for the Taiwan 100-kilometer race because it's very, very similar terrain, very similar conditions in terms of what we'll be running on, but also distance in height.
For Dion, running is not only a way to improve as an athlete. More than that, he has found in racing a way to deal with his inner self.
I had a very difficult childhood, so when I'm out there running the races and running those long distances, I actually use a lot of the childhood memories and thoughts and things that happened to me as an energy to burn off. And I process a lot of those things, those negative things in my life, and actually use them to be able to compete, to try and burn through them or break through them, if you like.
Being born to run in the desert and afraid of heights, Dion has to make a huge effort to try and adapt to an ultra marathon in a completely different environment. It was then when he found some unexpected help.
In June 2016, I was racing a 250-kilometre race across the Gobi Desert. On day 2 of the race, though, a little stray dog would start to run with me, and we would run 25 miles that day, but we would go on to run 4 stages of the race, and she would run 77 miles of the race, which would be an incredible feat of temperatures and in extreme conditions that were tough enough for humans to complete, let alone a little dog.
Dion named the stray dog Gobi and drove her towards the end of the race.
I actually saw a lot in Gobi in myself, in terms of Gobi was this little dog that needed some help. She was obviously a stray and homeless dog, and she was living a very tough life and just surviving day by day. And I wanted to be that person to give her a better life. The person I guess I needed when I was younger to give me a better life.
Back in Scotland, Gobi became the protagonist of a book where Dion reflected on his life as a runner and a precious running companion for him to train. Sharing a common past of hardship, Gobi became one of the forces pushing Dion to make it to the end of the race. After falling down, Dion is far from the head, but he has managed to keep on track and is able to pass the half mark at the 3 Taiwanese fur. At the top, Sota Ogawa and Zhou Qing are still fighting for the first place. But amongst female runners, it seems like one single athlete is taking it all. It's 70 kilometers into a trail ultra marathon in the Taiwanese mountain of栖蘭. 2 athletes are fighting to get first to the finish line: Japanese trail runner Sota Ogawa and young Taiwanese athlete Zhou Qing. Just behind them, a rather petite girl is also at the top of the race, with more impressive results than some of her male colleagues. But the last 20 kilometers of the race will bring them on asphalt road. This terrain will put to test their speed, and for her, it is no easy task. Based in Nikko, Yukari Hoshino trains in a volcanic mountain area where altitude can get up to 2,486 meters.
自然の中を走ったり自然の中に行くっていうことは私の中ですごいより、五感が研ぎ澄まされるというかそういう感覚がすごいあってやっぱりこう自然の中にいるともちろん目でいろんな景色を見たりとか、鼻でそういった森とか土の匂いを嗅いだり、皮膚で風のを感じたりとか、本当にこう自分の中でいろんな五感がこう研ぎ澄まされていくなっていう感覚はありますね。
For such a runner, trails like the Ultramarathon in栖蘭 are a challenge.
私自身本当にそういう、林道で比較的フラットでずっと走り続けられるレースっていうのがあまり経験がなくて、特にそういう100キロっていう長い距離っていうのも長い距離ずっと走り続けるっていう経験がなかったので、普段本当に山岳のレースばっかり出てたのでっていうペース配分ですねがすごい難しいなと感じていました。
To make sure she can sustain such a race, Yukari had to plan a training based on speed rather than on technique. To achieve this, training by herself wasn't enough, so she found help in a special ally.
私の旦那さんはすごく私のこの競技のこととか理解してくれて応援してくれているので私もすごくこう 自分のその競技には取り組みやすい環境を作ってもらってるなって思います。
Yukari's husband helped her studying Taiwanese itinerary and trained with her to let her boost her speed. But his help wasn't enough by itself, so Yukari had to rely on experience based on her daily job.
私の仕事はスポーツトレーナーなんですけど、主にそのフィジカル面ですね、トレーニングとか、あとはコンディショニングを整えるようなこととか、そういう指導を普段はしています。
でここから入れ替えしっかり足を横に出したら一回腰を落としてね。そんなに速くなくていい。
An American football trainer, Yukari managed to learn from her students how to do her best.
アメリカンフットボールっていう競技と私がやっているそのウルトラのランニングっていうものはやっぱりこう競技特性として全く別の動きというかスポーツになるので、彼らにでもやっぱりそのどっちの競技もやっぱり彼らも上を目指して頑張っているし、そういうところでのこう気持ちの持っていき方とか、やっぱり私も彼らの頑張る、必死にトレーニングしている姿を見て、やっぱり自分もっとやらなきゃダメだっていう思いにもなりますし、やっぱりつながるところはあるかなと思います。
Having gained enough lead in the race, Yukari has time to stop at the aid station. In 1 hour, runners can lose up to 650 calories. That makes more than a full day of calories supply for 5 hours of run.
其实每个补给站，它跟随着距离，其实它每个设置配置，其实都有它的一个目的。100公里的，其实跑完11他们需要的，其实我刚才讲，除了电解质以外，还有钠的部分，所以我们盐，糖是补充热量。要不要来杯热汤？要不要？喝杯热汤比较 OK， 咸一点，咸一点。知道。
Sota Ogawa can feel a young runner is at his back. Zhou Qing is following closely, his eyes on his prey.
加油！
They need to put all their strength in the final sprint. It is the last kilometer of a 100-kilometer ultramarathon that has already defeated several runners. After passing through the scenic Jilan forest, the athletes are now on asphalt road, approaching the final line. At the top of the race, Taiwanese runner Zhou Qing and Japanese athlete Sota Ogawa are fighting for the first place.
国庆才差2分钟而已，
差一点哦。
梅西跟神一样的，加油！
It's a fierce competition between an experienced trail runner and a young upcoming athlete. At last, Sota Ogawa manages to cut the finish line first.
公里第1名的跑者来自日本的小川壮太先生。
Zhou Qing is only 2 minutes behind.
すごく走れるトレイルだったので、もう気が抜けないというかね、もう本当に1分1秒の勝負でなってたので、すごく緊張感のあるレースでした。
But thanks to the help of 3 Taiwanese experienced runners and a strong dedication, he managed to outbeat many of his strongest competitors.
我原本想说10小时内就满意了，然后没想到8个半小时，我有点吓到。但当然是有一个人可以追，这给我很大的动力，你知道。
One of these is Australian runner Dion Leonard. who after falling to the ground has managed to get to the finish line. But having witnessed the beauty of this track almost let him forget about his placement.
Very early on in the morning, up through the treetops, the actual snow or the water that had frozen on the treetops through the mountain forest just looked amazing, and it was melting and dropping on you as well. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, this looks so beautiful.
For the first among female runners, this was also a chance to witness a unique scenery. Thanks to their effort, this race has managed to show new paths for trail running in the region, and somehow taught all of them something about themselves. Back in his hometown of Koshu, Taiwania Ultra Trail winner Sota Ogawa is taking the chance to thank his father for passing him the family's expertise, running.
やはり、私も父親ですから、子供がそういうものにこう踏み出したというものを、応援をするわけですから、また私にも喜びが、同じその走る同じそういう私も好きなスポーツの中で子供が活躍するというのは、また私の新たな喜びでもありますから。
Their 600-year-old family tree has seen several generations of runners amongst Sota's ancestors. And his victory has now shown how his son will do his best to keep on with this legacy. Back in Scotland, Dion Leonard is keeping on training with his special running mate, who has now become part of his family. Their friendship inspired Dion to write a book about them and to join more mountain races in the future. Thanks to her training, Yukari Hoshino has kept on collecting outstanding results, such as the Mount Fuji UTMF race, which she finished in 4th place among women.
We've got 49 countries, the very best runners from all over the world. It's going to be a fantastic battle. Who will take the victory? Will it be España?
But the runner on which Taiwania's mark will stay the longer is for sure young Taiwanese runner Zhou Qing. Thanks to his placement, he is able to represent his homeland in the Trail Running World Cup in Spain.
Do my best.
And no matter what his results will be, he will keep spreading the spirit of trail running. That of keeping on breaking one's limits while sharing the passion for the world we live in, witnessing some of the world's most breathtaking spots.